Here is here is a very good question regarding unknown central atom in a given Lewis structure, which is represented as here. And it is given that the overall charge is -1 in the Lewis structure shown below here. Choose the possible identity or maybe identities of the central atom. And now here, as you find, this is the central atom shown in dark circle. Now, and the number of electrons, the bonding electrons and the non-bonding electrons, etc., are depicted over here. We can make it out. Now, along with this, there are 5 options provided, marked as A, B, C, D, and E. Now we have to find out which one of these different elements should act as a central atom here. And therefore, a little consideration draws our attention towards what is known as formal charge. We need to calculate the formal charge on different atoms provided over here. And therefore, what is formal charge and how it is calculated has to be determined. Formal charge is nothing but the number of valence electrons of an atom in isolation. In isolation means when they are separate. Now, this, even though they are present in a molecule, different atoms are there, but even then, irrespective of their electronegativity, regardless of the electronegativity, we calculate the formal charge using this relation. And formal charge is represented as Q star is equal to V minus L minus B by 2. And as represented here, V is the number of valence electrons, and then L is the number of non-bonding valence electrons, and B is the total number of electrons shared in the bonds with other atoms in the molecule. So this is an important expression or relation for finding out the formal charge. And here we need to calculate the formal charge of oxygen, chlorine atoms, which are provided here. And accordingly, we have to make out the central atom out of the given options. Now, here we can definitely answer this question, assuming that Lewis structure is represented such that the formal charge on all the atoms are minimized. Minimized means it may be 0 even. So, if you look at the fluorine atom, the fluorine has a formal charge of 0. 0 formal charge are there in 2 Fs are fluorine atoms. And then oxygen, as we find here, has a formal charge of -1, and which is already provided to us. So the unknown means the central atom, which would be regarded as an unknown atom, must have a formal charge of 0, because oxygen here is -1. So accordingly, if you look here, 4 electrons are there, and it can be 0 only when these 3 bonds are shared by 1 electron of the central atom. And therefore, 4 plus 3 electrons are needed. It calls us for an element related to option E, that is chlorine, bromine, or iodine. The only option is a halogen, because oxygen already has a -1 charge that is given here. And the central atom must have 7 valence electron, and therefore it is option E which is the correct answer. Accordingly, coming back to the question again, we find that option E is correct, that is chlorine, bromine, or iodine. And option A, B, C, and also D are not applicable over here. Thank you very much.